Hey, what's going on, BCS Army? Justin for Blue Collar Survival, and it's time for another review. Before I get started, I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to Bruce McConnell, who loaned me the GRN version of this. Uh, Loaners and stuff like that to my channel are huge. I mean, Bruce is a friend of the channel and a friend of many of my friends of other channels. Uh, all of these contributions are absolutely huge to us. I mean, I don't even know if you guys really understand how massive this is to us. As you know, knife collecting is not a cheap hobby to get into, and any little bit helps. I just want to get reviews out there and save you guys some money and headaches from buying something that you don't like. So thank you to all of you guys. I would also like to thank Jade Schaefer. I will throw a link to her channel down below as well. I sent her some stickers, and she sent me she sent one sticker. It was a Buckmaster sticker that my kids stole. And then she sent me an old-timer lockback, a little keychain pen, and a leather slip. So I would like to thank her for that. That was awesome. She didn't have to do that. The knife community is amazing. I can't say it enough. All right, so today we'll be doing the CRKT Homefront. I believe this was the original, very first of the field strip technologies. This is the one that, that's the reason my wife got it. When this came out, she fell in love with the aircraft aluminum handle and that field strip technology, so she just had to have it. So she got one before me. All right, so there are several versions. There's several versions of the GRN. I believe there's a camo version, the black version. I think that's it. And then you got your aluminum version. Both have different price points. Let me go ahead and throw the specs up for you guys real fast. All right, so both of these actually, in my scoring system, scored slightly different. And the only thing that made them different was the price point. All right, so let's go ahead and get some size comparisons real fast. This is a larger knife. It is just over, 8¼ inches. So it is a larger knife. So we'll go in with the Paramilitary 2. I can't even get it because of the goofy shape. Paramilitary 2, you're looking at right around the same size. We have the Ontario Rat 2. And this is a large knife, so. And the Kaiser King, which just dwarfs all of them. All right, so I did get asked by a Reddit user about the action differences on the two of these. He said he had heard that the composite handle had better action than the aluminum handle. And I told him not really. I'd like to retract that statement. It isn't really a major difference, but the composite handle does have slightly smoother action than the aluminum handle. Other differences between the two, I don't know if this is on all of them, but I did notice this. The liners are slightly thicker on the aluminum handle. You get a stone wash finish and no fuller, and then you get the satin wash finish with the fuller on the aluminum. Other than that, pretty much everything is the same. The backspacer on this is a composite backspacer opposed to the aluminum backspacer on this. And let's go ahead and field strip this. So you flip your thing. You can do a blade open or closed, doesn't matter. Whatever way you're more comfortable. And as you can see, the liner just screws in there. So the liners are screwed in there. It's Teflon washers. There are instructions on the inside of the handle of this one. I don't know if there are on this one or not. Let's get apart. No, there are not. And as you can see on this one, there is a liner on the one side, so. And then this just is the GRN. And to put back together is just as simple. Like I said, you can do it open or closed, whatever way you're comfortable. So all you do is put it together and you squeeze that pivot as tight as you can. Tighten the back. Boom. And if you have troubles, I might get it on this. Sometimes I have issues. If you have troubles, getting the lock down, you can usually move the blade a little bit and it'll find a little sweet spot and close. Like, let me see. Well, it worked out perfectly. All right, so there's the field strip. I think that is the one thing people really jump into buying these for. You can adjust the pivot over here. I believe it's either a T9 or T10. And they did a little weight reduction with the flipper, which I do like the flipper on this. So let's get into the pros real quick of this. All right, so the pros of this, the field strips, number one. I mean, I think, like I said, a lot of people jump into this just because of that. Number two is in hand. With this little flare towards the butt of the handle, it really kind of locks your hand in. There is some jimping on top of the handle. I'd rather they'd moved it to the blade, and I'll explain that why later. But you got jimping back here, and yeah, you got your jimping down there, but that's just your liner. It really locks into the hand, both of them. There's not much to offer really for traction when it comes to the texture on either of the handles, but just the pure ergonomics of the handle really hold it in. No hot spots that I really feel. The clip's only one pocket position, so you can't go either way with it. It's just the right side. Next thing is in pocket. And let me get my Daisy Duke out. I blew my my Daisy Dukes out fishing last year, so now look, I got my proto pocket. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right, so as you see, deep carry just buries all the way. A little bit of weight to this knife here, and they do vary in that as well. The weights on the aluminum handle one are 4.8 ounces or 136 grams, and the composite handle is 4.3 ounces or 78 grams. That doesn't sound right. Somehow my measurement got messed up on that. Well, how do we do that? We'll just measure it again. I do all my measurements myself when it comes to these because I have learned that the companies are off a lot of times. All right, so the composite handle, we're at 4.3. Aluminum handle, we're at 4.8. And we'll go ahead and go for you boys over the pond, 136 and 122. I wish America would have stuck with the imperial system or the metric system. It would have been sure nice. For some reason, we want to go with the dumb imperial system. All right, so in pocket was the other good thing. Fit finish is the next one. Overall, both of these are spot on with everything. Blade centering's good. All the finish on everything's really good. Milling out. So the fit and finish is really good. Ease of sharpening is the next one on both of these, just due to the steels. You got an AUS 8 on this one, or wait, no, you got an AUS 8 on the aluminum one, and then you got the 4116 on the composite. Both steels extremely easy to sharpen, and no recurves or anything like that, so it's pretty straightforward sharpening. Plus, it's really easy to take the blade out for using in guided systems, so that's a huge plus for you guys that use the clamp guided systems out there. My so-sos on this are the action. The actions, so far, the 3 field strips that I played with, they didn't have like the most amazing actions. So the actions kind of, it's just so-so. You know, it's nothing special. It's not great, but it's not horrible. And then the blade materials, I guess, I don't know. AUS 8 and the 4116 are decent budget steels. Some steels, actually AUS 8s have performed pretty well. But a knife of this size, I would just like just a little bit bigger or a little bit harder steel, maybe a D2 or I mean, even a VG10 or something like that, just a little higher, just to give me a little more comfort with a knife this size. But, I mean, I'm not a steel snob. I know how to sharpen, so I can just deal with it. But there are some people out there that aren't as comfortable in sharpening and don't want to have to do it all the time. And the cons. Price was the first one, and that's not on this one. That's on this one. This is because this one has an $89 price point. I just find it a little high. I'm paying $89 for AUS 8 steel with aluminum handles. I know you're paying for the field strip, but this one here, you get basically the same grade steel, same range, but just a composite handle. And this one is a $62 price range. So, you're looking at almost $30 right there. So that was my first con. Second con is the handle jimping. I wish they would have put the jimping on the blade instead of the handle, not because of the grip factor, but because of where with the flipper, if you go, you can catch your fingers on there. If you're a lady like my wife, this is her knife, her fingernail catches on the jimping right behind there. It doesn't do too bad if you just push button it, but it does rub on your fingertip a little bit, which is uncomfortable. This one here, this bugs me. This I brought up in the last CRKT I did as well. They just stopped the sharpening. I mean, literally, look how much, I mean, what is that? That's a 1/4 inch. Get a quick measurement on there. Well, it's about an eighth of, just over an eighth of an inch on both of them of unsharpened blade. I just don't get it. Just finish the blade out, guys. Come on now. Drives me crazy. I don't understand it. I mean, you gotta, I don't know. I guess I would say that's a sharpening choil and you don't even go all the way to it. So that's the next one. And then the one pocket position clip doesn't bother me, but there are lefties out there. I am so sorry for you lefties in the knife community because companies do not show you guys any love, I swear. But that's another one. And I just wanted to point out to some out there, if you're fidgeting with this, watch where your thumb's at. You may accidentally unlock the pivot on there, not thinking about it. So I actually did that when I was sitting on the couch playing one day. So just a little heads up when fidgeting, watch so you just don't flip that open. But overall, I do really like this knife. I really like the design. The only reason I bought this is because I got a really good deal on it. I bought it used off of a gentleman on a Facebook group. He did not ever really use it. He had it for some pictures, and I don't think I mean, as you can see, the blades never touched anything. And I got a really good deal on it, so I jumped on it. Would I pay the $89 price point on it? No way. Not for Osage steel and aluminum. Like I said, a lot of it you're paying is for the field strip technology, which is really cool. Some call it a gimmick. Maybe it is gimmicky, but you know what? It is very convenient to be able to just tear your knives apart real quick, clean them, and put them back together. And the design of the technology itself does not take away from anything of the knife, so that's a plus there as well. Overall, I will go ahead and throw the score up for the totals. On the composite actually fared better just due to the price range. It got a 3.16 overall, and this was a 3 overall. So it is still a knife that, I would recommend. You're not really losing out if you buy something like this. It is a pretty neat little knife, and I have fun with it. All right, guys, that's all I really got for this. This is Justin from Blue Collar Survival. You guys stay safe.